Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to be making a DIY parts cleaner. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the post notification bell to stay up to date with this build and many others. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright guys, we're going to do a DIY parts washer. I've got a scavenger pump that I used in the Forester. I'm not using anymore. I've got a 20-litre container here. I'm going to put fuel in. And we've got an old sink from the laundry. So, I need to clean up this area over here. Once I've done that, we'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to set it up. Alright guys, I've cleaned up the box that was here. It's now into that container. I did get rid of quite a bit. There's a lot of hoses and just some brackets that I might need. Old intake that I might give someone. Just cleaning up the rubbish on the other side as well while I'm doing this. But I found a crate motor. Yep, it's the old GT in there. I think this is a stock oil pump. M10. I don't know how you tell the size on the pumps, but I'm definitely not using that. I'll move this. Might go through it, and I've got a crank in there too. I'll have to show you. Oh yeah, that's stuffed. That's the one that went when I was going to Vic Roads to get it registered, re-registered. It's already my name, but yeah, I didn't need the car there. I didn't make it, but I got one of my clients picked me up and took me there. It's awesome. So yeah, we'll move this. Might go through this one day and see what's in there. I can see some head gaskets too. All right. Got the space. I haven't lifted the sink up yet. It's obviously in two parts, the base and then the sink. I'm gonna have to lift it over here. I don't think I'll be able to bring it through that way, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't scratch the car. Let's get it in. Well, I got the base in. I've pushed it forward more because of the shelf. I don't know about the whole putting a light under there. I guess I could just have that sitting on there looking down over the part. We've got a bit of space at the back there. We need to organise how the whole scavenger pump system is going to work, so might just bring the sink around to this edge here, and I might have to fold down this side so it was up against the wall. But yeah, let's go get the sink. Alright, so I just scrubbed that for like 15 minutes with a steel wool. Yeah, it was covered in paint, so that's like new. There is still obviously the plug and there's a thread under there, so I'm gonna have to work out how to attach like a hose or something to it, and that'll go into this container, so I'll have that underneath. Like so. There's the drain. I might just make it smaller and then have another hose going into it and out to the pump, which I'll probably need to rubber mount to the base, or it's going to be shaking the whole thing probably. Alright boys, just trying to work out everything that goes underneath. So this is the original pipe that was under the sink. obviously the new one has a different size. This is old school. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting that onto the bottom of the plug hole, and then cracking this one open and putting a hose onto this, and then it will just have an open breather. I've got the inverter here that I've had for centuries, and my scavenger pump. I cracked the fuse open and there was a 30 amp fuse in there, so I put that down to a 10. This is rating at 12.5 amps. This one is 6 amps. So hopefully it's not too crazy for it. It's the old school long fuses, the little glass ones, these ones. Can't remember what they're called, but yeah. If that blows, then I'll sort something out there. I've got it plugged in. I'm just going to turn it on quickly. These can run dry, so don't be too concerned. And I blew it fuse. Alright, I've been playing around for a little bit because the inverter's having a bit of issues, so gotta work that out. But I did get that in there. A couple of intercooler piping and a 2-inch pipe in there. So this is still removable. I'm gonna have to drill a hole in the top and put the hose in, or I'll go through this bung here and put a hose in, but would probably leak. So I'd rather go from the top and into the scavenger pump and up, and I don't know if I'll just have a hose just there. I'll look for one of the brushes that has the hose fitting on the end, so the liquid comes out within the brush, the bristles, so you can brush the parts. Got a plug somewhere too. I think it's just outside. Yeah, slowly getting there. That took me a while to figure out. But yeah, I just tested the pump on the battery charger and it runs fine. We get it to go for a little bit and then it stops like 1 second. So I'm just gonna try to figure that out with the inverter. Might be dusty or a little bit rusty in there. It was under the bench and not on the shelf, it was under it, so yeah. It's working now. I don't know what it was. Maybe just a bad contact, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's working now. Gonna find out how I'm gonna mount it in there, because once you turn it on, she moves. Alright, so we've got some of this high pressure blue hose here that I used quite some time ago. It's very expensive and I don't know why I got it. It was for one of the scavenger systems, but this is like thousands of PSI, which was a bit overkill and it was very expensive. So I'm going to reuse it, and I'm going to use it up the top. So I'm going to join it to some of the braided black line that I've used, and I'm going to use the old scavenger system one as well, which is under here somewhere. Alright guys, I'm back. It's Sunday night actually. I don't really have much rubber mounting material, so when I'm at work next I'll probably find some offcuts of like a tub liner or something like that, and I'll bring that home and put it down, and we'll mount the pump onto that. But we'll get the pump in there, we'll route the hoses, and we'll I need to drill out a hole. I'll probably just use my step drill, drill out a hole and put the hose into it. I was thinking of putting a filter onto the end of it, so I'm not sucking up all the crap that I wash off. But we'll see how we go. I won't put the hose all the way to the bottom. because you know it'll all settle at the bottom anyway. So I'll get it an inch or so off the bottom, and hopefully that's okay. If it's not, we'll put a filter in there, but I'll have to drill the hole bigger so I can slide a filter into it. Yeah, let's find some old hoses and we'll get it all sorted. Alright, got the hole in there with a step drill on my ratchet, because I don't have a drill. I've got the air drill and I'm definitely not using that now. It's about 9 PM on a Sunday. So yeah, pretty much just got to hook up the hoses. I found the other bracket that I made for the scavenger, and it was at the top here. I'm just missing one rubber mount to go in between, and then that'll bolt on through like the rubber that I was talking about before. So pretty much all I've got to do now is hook up the hoses. Alright boys, we've got the hoses organised. This is fuel line. This was the old water line that was under the car. The heat shrink, or the heat sheath, actually got melted onto it as it touched the exhaust. So I'm not going to be using that ever again. And then we've got the one from the back that comes up to here. So all we need to do is put the inverter in there and plug it in and turn it on, and make sure you put some liquid in there. I was thinking, how am I going to get in there? I just realised I could just pour it in the sink. Silly me. Alright boys, everything is hooked up. I've just got the power wire out the side here. Obviously we are not going to be using this all the time. It's not going to be plugged in all the time. Let's see if it reaches that one over there. If not, I'll use that extension there. Oh, would you look at that? It just reaches. Great. Having that issue again. Wonder what it was. Maybe a wire. Loose wire. Let's get some liquid into here. Alright, gonna put some petrol in. Yeah, it's working. It's flowing a lot. I think we're leaking. Maybe from the hoses from the pump, but yeah, that's not much, and it's flowing that quick that it's not actually, it's not suffocating it, but it does stink like fuel in here now. That's probably not the best idea, having that next to fuel, so I might have to extend these wires and have this somewhere else, because I don't want to blow up. Alright, so it's actually leaking out of the face of it. So I have to either, I might have to open that up and seal it, or reseal it, but it works. Just a little minor touches, and I'll look for a brush for that there. And that'll probably slow down the flow as well because it'll be going through the bristles. But yeah, awesome. Okay. Yeah, sick. So guys, that's it for this episode. Don't do this at home. It's probably a pretty silly thing to do, but I am going to move the power source out away from the petrol and just have the wires down to the pump. And I'll take that front plate off, reseal it, and I might need to jack up this side a little bit so we get fuel or whatever we're using, it'll go down the drain. And plug that off, and it's pretty much airtight. Like, this is in there pretty good, so hopefully we don't have fuel smell all the time. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you next episode when we get back to working on the Forester's engine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you Thursday. Bye. I think I'm going to make a top for this one day.